Hi guys, Steph here. Take a look at this gorgeous pen. Yes, what we have is an absolutely gorgeous Wahl Eversharp Gregg fountain pen. Yes, I know it's from my last video. Some people that have sort of watched my videos regular, we showed you another Wahl pen just recently. So they're like British buses. You wait for a while and two turn up at the same time. But this is one of. I went out this week and I found two pens. This one and also this lovely Schaefer PFM as well. I've just finished this particular one. I've fully restored it. It was a little bit tired, but we've fully restored it. We've put a new sack, everything's been thoroughly cleaned, etc. It is absolutely gorgeous. As I say, a Wahl Eversharp Gregg fountain pen, and it comes in what they term as rosewood hard rubber. So take a look at that, absolutely gorgeous. As I say, it does what it says on the tin. It looks like, well, yeah, it actually looks like rosewood. Absolutely beautiful. The size of the pen is 131mm capped. Around the barrel, it's a nice 10.5mm in diameter. Now, the trim on this particular pen, you'll see to the bottom of the barrel there, it's got a small sort of barrel band there to the bottom. Incidentally, while we're on the bottom there, you can see it has somebody's initials, so the previous owner must have had his initial placed on the pen there. NF is it? Okay, nice and discreet and professionally done. As you've already seen, it's a lever filled fountain pen, so it's got this lovely gold plated or gold filled lever there. And if we take you up to the top, you can see we've got two sort of rather thin cap bands to the bottom of the cap there. Further up, we've got a very recognisable, as it says on the clip, a Wahl Eversharp clip. And this one is this lovely sort of what we term as a rollerball clip. You can see to the bottom there, it's got this ball that makes it nice and easy for when you're putting the pen in your pocket. I've actually read somewhere that some people call this the military clip. Whether that's true or not, I'm not too sure. To the very top of the cap, once again, we've got this sort of band to the very top of the cap there. And then the lovely touch on this pen, take a look at that. Okay, so what we've got there is a cloisonné enamelled button to the very top there, and as it says, it's got the word Gregg written on the enamel in sort of blue, white and reds. So a lovely touch, as I say, in gorgeous condition. So there we go. As it says, it's a Gregg fountain pen. So all in all, absolutely stunning fountain pen. This one, as you'll see in a moment, was made in Canada, and I'm dating it very late 1920s. Now, if I take you up to the top of the cap, I'm not sure if it's how clear it is, but in fact I'm looking over the camera to see if I can see it, but to the very top it has made in Canada. Okay, I'm hoping that's sort of clear on the video, but to the very top of the cap there it has the word made in Canada. And apart from sort of the button and on the clip, that's the only imprint on the pen itself. Now, as we said, this is a Gregg fountain pen, so if I unscrew the cap for you, show you the pen in numerous different angles, As I say, absolutely beautiful. It was a little bit tired when I found it, but I've cleaned everything. We've put a new sack in it. Everything's been sort of cleaned and we've polished it. It's absolutely stunning. Let's take you up to the section. You can see on this pen the section is actually quite long. It's a black section, as you can see. It's got this little ridge towards the nib there. Now if we go up to the nib, you'll see it says Eversharp, made in Canada. It's got the number 2, and then to the very bottom you'll see it says signature. So what we've got on this pen is a signature, well, a signature nib, and it's actually quite a large nib as well, quite a long nib. There's a sideways view. There you go. Underneath you can see the feed. As always, everything is lovely and clean. Now just coming back to this particular nib, some of these pens people may find that they've got what they term as a manifold nib. Now a manifold nib, it was sort of designed up, you know, that particular period to be actually, well, to use with what they term as carbon paper at the time. So a manifold nib was generally quite a stiff nib. Now with this being a Gregg pen, now I'm not a writer, so I don't profess to know all the ins and outs, but I believe Gregg was a shorthand way of writing again of that particular period. Now this one being a signature, as we'll see in a moment, I'm expecting it to have some flex. Now the sort of slightly confusing bit of this, if you like, is that with this having a signature nib and having a bit of flex, Gregg's shorthand, I believe, was used mainly in sort of USA, Canada, and when it's actually used, it's used with very fine line and a consistent line, whereas again of the period, the Pitman shorthand way of writing, actually more used in the UK and Europe, was a way of writing shorthand with line variation. So maybe someone bought this pen, the Gregg, but wanted to use it for the Pitman shorthand, i.e. the reason they may have actually changed the nib, or who knows, I don't even know if it's been changed. You know, in all intents and purposes, this may be, well, it may be the original nib. But as I say, I'm expecting it to have a little bit of flex because the signature nib are actually renowned to having a bit of flex. So yeah, a little bit confusing. It's a Gregg pen, which generally has a sort of fine stiff nib, whereas we've got a signature on a Gregg pen which generally has a little bit of flex variation. So who knows, someone might have bought it to actually use for the Pitman way of writing. Incidentally, as I say, on this pen, it's a quality made pen, obviously, and just little touches that I noticed, that if I actually open the lever there and show you the lever, okay, so look at that, just little touches, like see inside the lever there, it's actually got a little spring. Okay, so this one, it's actually, if you like a spring locking lever. Okay, so just little touches like that show you the quality of this pen. So let's bring on some, well, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to fill it because, as I say, we're going to be finding a new home for it, and I'm sure somebody would like to put their own coloured nib. So what we're going to do, let's just do a dip test and let's see how, well, let's see if I'm right with this particular nib. So we've got a Wahl Eversharp. As we said, this is the Gregg pen. Let's just dip it again. Dating the pen, yeah, what do we say, the late, I believe around about 1929, so late 1920s. And as I'm writing, I'm getting a little bit of confusion because, yeah, I suppose it has, yes. There we go. So let's just give it another little dip. As we said, made in Canada. So there you go, small writing sample. But yeah, as I said earlier, it's writing with a fine line, but with a little bit of variation, because on the downward stroke, as we said, we're getting a little bit of line variation, a thicker line, so from fine to quite broad. So there we have it, there's a writing sample for you. Let's just give that nib a little bit of a wipe, we'll clean it after the video. Let's put the cap back on, and there we have it. So a little bit of confusion, as we said, it's a Gregg pen with a signature nib. I personally believe it's the original nib because I haven't changed it, and I don't know, who knows, maybe somebody bought a Gregg pen but wanted to write with a Pitman shorthand system. As I say, the writing with regards to Gregg and Pitman is not my forte, so don't quote me if I'm wrong, but all in all, a gorgeous Wahl Eversharp Gregg fountain pen in this gorgeous rosewood. This lovely touch to the very top, as we said before. Absolutely gorgeous. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoyed showing him to you. Leave a comment below, just down there. Press that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, please stay safe. But for now, I'll just say bye bye for now.